Hi, my name is Steve Black, and I'm here today to talk about my experiences with Beehiiv. In short, save you time, if you're committed to newsletters, Beehiiv is the way to go. But be prepared to do a lot of coding work that is not coding. They say that they're a no-code platform, but once you dig in, there's a lot of stuff that you have to do, and that's where I have a problem. I'm a writer. I've committed to doing newsletters about a year ago. I did a lot of research. I really think Beehiiv is the way to go. I want to do 3 newsletters at least, one about food, one about Japan, and one about AR. I'm very experienced with all of them. My specialty, though, is right now augmented reality, and I'm anxious to get that newsletter happening. I went to New York Tech Week in June, and I was hoping to launch soon, either during that or after. And then they announced an AI web builder, which is great. So I thought, I'll wait for that. But I think that's probably not going to be out until next year. Early next year, and that'll be a great thing. What I didn't want to do was start with the old system and then find out that the new system was not reverse compatible. So the AI is going to be great, but it's going to be next year, I'm pretty sure, my opinion. Okay, I took some notes here. They have something called boosts, and boosts are a way that fellow newsletters can support yours, and you can support those, and there's some money involved. It's a way to make money. I should make it clear, Beehiiv really is committed towards helping people financially. But again, there's just a lot of back-end stuff that unless you're a programmer or experienced with that, I'm not able to do it. I think I'm going to have to hire somebody. So that's me. Maybe if you're into coding, you can get it down straight. Now, to give you an example of the people that are doing well, I think, and who are really in tune with Beehiiv, going back to those boosts, there are, a bunch of newsletters that say, hey, we want to support you, or we'll pay you if you support our newsletter. So I did a breakdown of the first 100. They have many. I don't know how many, but the first 100, the breakdown, 9 are AI. Okay, crypto newsletters, there are 5. And then there are stocks. I lumped them all together, stocks, business, CEO type stuff. There are 51. So those 65 are not a match for me. They are probably doing very well on Beehiiv, but they're not a match for me. And I think Beehiiv, in addition to like small individual newsletter owners, they're probably doing a lot of corporate stuff. That's a good way to do it, but that's not me. I'm just a little guy that wants to write. I'm a writer. I've written books. I've done this, I've done that, and I want to share my experiences. So the boost kind of gives you an example. There was kind of a tech bro vibe about the whole thing, and that's not really, I should say that I lived in Japan for a while, and there it's humble, do the work, let the work speak for itself. Beehiiv's got most powerful and fuck the algorithms and and we raised 33 million, and great. What I would suggest, if you really want to be great, go down to Beehiiv. This is to Beehiiv. Go down to a nonprofit and just sit next to them as they try and set something up, because you will learn a lot and you'll become a great company doing that. Okay. It may sound like I'm an old guy that doesn't know anything about tech stuff, but I used to work for a $3.2 million startup as a creative director. And it was a small company in Singapore. And I worked very closely with the head guy and with the programmers and with the model makers. We were doing something like YouTube 3 years before YouTube. And we were doing game making for kids, 3D game making for kids. And it was going very, very well. And it's very intense. And as we were going to launch the Singapore Science Center, and as we got closer to that, it became more and more intense in terms of work. And the day of the launch, my friend, CEO, died of a heart attack. And that beautiful business, that beautiful ship just drifted onto the rocks. So I just want to say to Beehiiv, my friend did not die of a heart attack. He did not die of overwork. he died of feature creep. And, you know, I've got the feeling, and I've seen it online, some of the users really feel like we're in beta. And I would just say, Beehiiv, please slow down and get the user experience perfect. You know, so that a dummy like me, because there's a lot of dummies like me that have a lot of experience, that really want to write, that would like to make some money. There's a lot of people in my demographic that just don't have the patience to go through a huge learning curve. I'm going to have to hire Tinker Solutions. Tinker Solutions are great. And finally, I should also say that Beehiiv's technical support is superb. Everybody gets back to me quick. It's great. But the point is, a lot of the questions that I'm asking them should not exist. So I think I'll post an example here, but because of Tinker Solutions' help, I realized that I need 2 domains, one to host it and one for emails. So I'm filling out a form trying to get my augmented reality newsletter up. I'm way behind, and I look and it says I need 4 domains. And that probably makes sense to someone that knows what they're doing, but to me, I only hit 2. Why do I need 4? And how do I get the 4? And what's the difference? And then I put in a thing, I answered a question so that Beehiiv could verify, and half an hour later it was still spinning around. So another example, I'm a photographer, I'm a visual artist as well. So I'm very concerned with images, and I know from experiences that, you know, if your email has too many images or whatever, they get rejected. So someone else online asked a question about that. Beehiiv responded perfectly. They said, there's this service to compress your files, there's this service to do it. They 5 or 6 resources, brilliant. But the question at the bottom was, you mentioned that there are 2 different ways to do it, one for the newsletter and one for the website. And could you elaborate? So that post, as great as it was somebody that really didn't go through wasn't in the trenches, didn't actually have to do it. Now for me, that could be a deal breaker. You know, I mean, not a deal breaker, but we're always at the mercy of corporate spam filters and Google this, and, you know, there's always issues with sending out newsletters. That's not Beehiiv's fault. But what we do have to be careful of, if we're giving information, that it's really, really spot on. Because if I followed what that post from Beehiiv said, my lifeblood, my newsletter, might have ended up in spam. So Beehiiv, you're doing a great job, but slow down. Really go through everything. Because the other thing with rushing is that many times I look online and the information's outdated. So in 6 months, I'll probably be the happiest guy in the world. But right now, I'm behind schedule, and I've done my best, and I'm going to have to hire Tinker Solutions or somebody to get my 3 newsletters going, because it's not as simple as you lead people to believe it is. So making money from day one, that's a great phrase, but yeah, for me and for many people like me, it's not. All right. 8 minutes, 37 seconds, and thank you. But I do want to say thank you, Beehiiv. I should be wearing my Big Desk Energy t-shirt. I forgot to put that on. I believe in you guys, and we're going to get it going, but a lot of work to be done.